Hey y'all, I am Marissa with the C, and this is Breathing with Marissa. I am a little tired today, but in the spirit of consistency, I am here to give you a little energy reset, one that I also need through breathwork. And I wanted to start with some words from this book. I have really been sitting with this book. It's called Mourning, My Inner Black Girl Child by Reeviolet Botts-Ward. I recently went to a poetry event. It was called Women of the Word here in New Orleans, and she recited some pieces from this book. And I have been starting my work days with it. So I pull a card, an affirmation card, before I leave the house. And then when I get to either the cafe or wherever I'm working from, I will read a piece from this book. And when I pull the card, I'll just pull it and then just drop it in the book. And wherever it stops, that's the piece that I read today. So for today, it's the card is affirmation. I listen to myself and acknowledge my needs. I assert myself and retain my power. I am brave and gentle. I don't have to be afraid of others. I respect myself and am respected by others. Ashe. And that is beautiful. It is like a red hued card, which for me helps me feel grounded in knowledge that my knowing is my knowing. Like, I know that I know, and I am brave and courageous in my knowing, in living in my knowing. And so yeah, there's that. And the piece that it was on is called My Mother's Garden. Again, it is in Mourning, My Inner Black Girl Child by Reeviolet Botts-Ward. My mother's garden. So what might I find in my mother's garden? Dusted records of Jackson 5 and Frankadelics and the Funkadelics, golden crochet sticks and purple yarn, preteen newspaper scrapings from miscellaneous anecdotes of a girlhood she still clings to, yearning, longing, desire, distress. What might I find in my mother's garden? The same stuff that's inside me: loss, pain, fear, defeat, silence, stillness, discomfort. What might I find in the garden of my mother, the mother who has forgotten me? A glow, a note, a poem written in a journal beneath her bed. No lock, trusting us not to peek. Peace, pieces of herself fragmented across pansies, pieces of me. My mother's garden is guarded, yet I know the landscape of her floral footprint. Like the lilacs, however you decide to say it, like the lilacs of my own. How might I have access to the intricacies of her garden if she never let me in? I feel the fruit of her forest in the ripples of my own. I sucked the nectar from her nipples as a babe and never forgot how it tasted. My mother, like Alice's mother, adorns the interiority of her soul with sunflowers, even when the sun don't shine. Sometimes I won't see storm in her eyes. I would see storm in her eyes, but she never let those sunflowers die. Tried her best to tend to her garden, gauging the amount of water her soul needed, not always knowing her boundaries when she was depleted. She never learned how to balance mourning with levity. I hope that I am learning for her. And so that piece today is really timely because I have been doing some reflection around my relationship with my own mother. And we had a conversation yesterday that was really beautiful. And she sent me a text this morning and was like, oh, I really enjoyed our conversation. And I intentionally called her yesterday to have not a specific type of conversation, like we need to talk about this, but intentionally called her just to connect. I've noticed over the last couple of years, our relationship has gone through a lot of ebbs and flows, even in a moment For quite some time, I decided that I didn't want to, that I couldn't, not just didn't want to, I couldn't have conversations with her. I couldn't speak to her. And I let her know, and I know she was hurt by it, and it hurt me also, but it was something that was necessary for us in our relationship. And we are slowly rebuilding, and I still recently have realized, like, I feel kind of uncomfortable talking to her, right? And so I called her yesterday, and we just had a nice conversation, and I remember laughing so hard, and it was beautiful. But also realizing, like, she too has had a life, right? And experiences that have either depleted her, that she's felt hurt, resentful, scarred, right? Felt like she was in pieces. Some similar similar feelings to my own throughout my life. And it just allowed me the opportunity to see her as a human being, as opposed to my mother, who made XYZ mistakes. And so I want to take this time to just breathe. To just breathe. Acknowledging our mothers and their experiences, and them doing the best they could with the information that they had. Inhaling through your nose. Exhale, release. Again, through the nose. And exhale, release. And we're going to take this opportunity to do a 4-count box breath. So it's breathing in through the nose for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, holding for 4. So let's begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Now count on your own, and I'll do the sound. One more. And that is your 4-count box breath. Hopefully that has given you some calm, some peace, some understanding, clarity, or just a little bit more energy to move throughout the rest of your day or evening. And with that said, I am Marissa, a free, courageous, authentic woman, and I help Black women go from putting the needs, wants, and safety of others before their own to radically choosing themselves so that they too can live their most free, courageous, and authentic life. Check out the description in the description box. I have more information about a beautiful program that I just launched called Free Living for Black Women. And this is for you if you are ready to start creating more boundaries, move into this more free way of living by self-expressing, emoting more, coming to into awareness of your thoughts and emotions, becoming more compassionate with yourself, and finding a community to support you through the process. Definitely click into the link in the description and learn a little bit more. Otherwise, I'll be back with you next week with some more breathing. with love and gratitude. Later.